Good evening guys, Tony back again, Horror and Todge. Hope you're all well. Sunday evening here. Sorry it's a little bit late this one. Just finished watching my day 24 film for 31 Days of Horror. So like I say, we're getting there now guys. We're sort of steamrolling through the films. And this film, what I watched tonight, I have seen it, but I think I was a kid when I seen it and I cannot remember anything about it, only the actors that were in it. So I'm glad to give it a rewatch. So the film I watched today, guys, for day 24 was a werewolf film from 1985, directed by Dan Attias, Silver Bullet. So this one is a Stephen King novel adaptation. I think his story was called Cycle of the Werewolf, and Stephen King did do the screenplay on this, and you can really tell. To be fair, it's like I say, set in 1985. And this one stars Corey Haim, Gary Busey and Megan Follows. And like I say, it's got that real still Stephen King feel about it. It's set in the 70s and it's this like sleepy sort of, I don't know, suburban town called Teckers Hill. And basically you chuck straight into the story, and it's got a bit of like the Wonder Years about it. You know how Stephen King does in the 80s? It's like very family orientated, you know, knit communities together. I find that with Stephen King films. And you've got this lady who's like Megan Follows' character, Jane. She's like the daughter of this family this film follows. And she's sort of talking over the top, giving you like, you know, like the over talking in films. What Stephen King's done a lot, to be fair. So she's doing that at the start, and you chuck straight into his family. You've got Corey Haim, who's like younger than his sister, Jane. His name's Marty, and he's in a wheelchair. And so him and his sister are always falling out. His sister's like 15, he's like 12, and his sister always thinks she's getting like a bad deal from the mum and dad because he's crippled and he's in the wheelchair. She seems to think she's always hard done to. And then you chuck straight into these werewolf scenes. I thought it was going to be a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it was. It's really gory, guys. So at the start, you see this werewolf scene straight away, who decapitates this guy near a train station, and his head flies off. The werewolf's really cool, like, you know, a bloke in a suit, but it looks really good. And yeah, it goes from there. So just about these town folk in Teckers Hill, you know, close-knit community. You've got like fates going off and people going to church and people in bars and then going to the sheriff's office. It's like that. And then there's all these murders happening, and they're putting it down to, some people are putting it down to like suicide or like, you know, that sort of thing. But it's this werewolf going around, and it's sort of like a mystery. Who's done it? Who's this werewolf that's going around? Because you're seeing the werewolf, so you know it's a werewolf that's happening, but obviously the people don't. Then Marty and Jane sort of see this werewolf, and then they sort of try and piece together how to sort of catch it. And that's the basic premise of it, guys. And you got Gary Busey there, who's really quite good in this, to be fair. He's their uncle, Red, and he's like a bit of a tearaway. He's always drunk, and he's sort of making stuff, and he's always getting divorced from different wives, and ends up back at his sister's house, which is the kid's mum. So he ends up there, and they really look up to him. Well, Marty, Corey Haim's character, really looks up to his uncle, Red, and he makes him this cool sort of motorbike wheelchair, because obviously he calls it Silver Bullet. Now you might think the film's called Silver Bullet because it's a werewolf film, but it isn't. It's because of this bike. It's really fast and it looks really cool, to be fair, for an 80s film. And I really like the feel about it. The timing, it was on for about, I don't know, 95 minutes, and it went pretty quick. Like I say, it had that really hard sort of family close-knit drama to it, as Stephen King does. Good acting. Good cinematography, I think, in this one for the 80s. Maybe had like a midday feel to the drama, if you know what I mean. But then the gore and stuff really gets like frightening, in the sense of when this werewolf comes, it gets dark and there's a mist, and the gore's really good. You know, like the werewolf's attacking like pregnant women, even kids. Yeah, like I say, all different parts of the neighbourhood. and he's attacking everyone, this werewolf, and it's just about them trying to catch him, guys. So yeah, and then obviously the silver bullet comes into it as a werewolf film, but really cool film. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good one from Stephen King. Corey Haim, I love him in films. I think he's a great sort of child actor, and I thought all of them did a good job. I'd say even Gary Busey was quite funny in it, and yeah, it all come together quite well. You know, it wasn't nothing, there was no twist or anything like that. It was just sort of, you know, a good written story from Stephen King, as you would expect. So I really enjoyed that one today, guys. So I'm not going to get into much more, into spoiler territory or anything, but yeah, Silver Bullet, really good. So that's day 24, guys. Get in the comments, tell me if you've seen Stephen King's Silver Bullet, or Dan Attias, but you know, Stephen King story. What you think of Stephen King, what you think of this film, what you think of any of the actors. Get in the comments, guys, let me know. If you need to know anything, I'm here. I've been Tony, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow for day 25. We're getting through this. Thanks a lot for watching.